Hello. As you likely know, I'm Dennis Truax, President-elect of American Society of Civil Engineers, and I'm visiting with you today to share in the celebration of the Illinois Section Scholarship Awards. I'd like to extend my appreciation to President-elect Andrew Walton for inviting me, as well as the section leadership. This is a fun opportunity. I don't have a lot of time to spend with you, and I hope there'll be an opportunity for me to visit with you in person in the future. At the same time, I was looking forward to coming to Chicago and participating in the annual convention where I will be made president. Unfortunately, IS-ASCE's decided that's going to be a virtual event as well. So I sit here in a somewhat fuzzy environment for you, and you can dictate whether it's a digital issue or whether I'm just naturally fuzzy, warm and. Let me say that overall, I want to thank you for being here and being part of the celebration. I want to express my appreciation to the section for recognizing the importance of providing scholarships to students. This helps in a lot of different ways. These are individuals who are pre-professionals and are joining our ranks. They're part of the society already. And so acknowledging and supporting them puts them on a firm foundation as they move into our profession to define quality of life, support economic growth at the regional, local, and of course national levels. I also want to acknowledge that the section has done a report card. I think 2018 was the last time that one was submitted. My understanding is that and I of course looked at your website, that the 2018 report card said that you were a C minus, with grades ranging between C minus and D plus, and that's great. Infrastructure is the buzz right now. Whether you're in DC or in the state capitol or in municipal government, infrastructure is being discussed in one way or another, whether it be internet or roads or water supply or wastewater, environmental management, or just whatever. There isn't an aspect of our life that isn't being actually adversely impacted as a result of 40 years of neglect and failing to recognize that we need to upgrade our infrastructure. And actually, this is an opportunity where we have the opportunity to really create a better infrastructure system, one for the 21st century, not one based on ideals and expectations from the 19th century. So with that said, I would like to also remind you that the IS-ASCE just launched our report card. The 2021 report card actually rose to a C minus grade for the first time in the over 20 years we've been doing this. But the sad news is that out of the 17 categories that we evaluated, 11 of them were still below C level. So with that said, we're doing great things, and the great things we're doing are redefining and refocusing and looking at new opportunities. We're rearranging the operations at IS-ASCE to become leaner and more efficient and more responsive. We want to increase the value without trying to or being forced to increase dues or costs of the services we provide the member and those who rely on IS-ASCE. We're also actively engaged in refocusing our efforts to be more inclusive, diverse. The JEDI movement, as we kind of talk about it, justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion, is something that's becoming well ingrained. You're aware we came up with a new code of ethics last fall, and it's characterized around constituencies and applications of our responsibility. And if you look over it, you'll find it is actually something that's fairly easy to remember. And of course, who could not talk about future vision, future world vision? I want to spend just a few moments of your time, in fact, about a minute, sharing one of the more recent videos of future world vision with you, and then we'll come back and close out and say or do.
What are the different cities we see evolving over the future? And how can we immerse ourselves in those cities today?
What can a megacity grow toward so that it's serving a better purpose?
I think we should definitely rethink infrastructure.
We need to be thinking out of the box.
Civil engineers of the future really need to embrace innovations in technology, not only within our own discipline, but really in the disciplines that surround us.
When we design cities that prioritize people having enriching lives within them, the cities tend to be designed pretty well.
We shouldn't be deciding what society needs without asking society.
The further out you look, the more it changes our view of the present.
The future world vision is really at the core of what we're trying to do at ASCE.
I'm very, very excited to be part of this community of engineers. It's not only an opportunity, it's really an obligation and a responsibility to society.
And I think that in a minute clearly defines what ASCE has envisioned for our profession in the future. We're living in a changing world. We're living in a changing society, and it therefore it behooves us to become a changing profession, looking at using new materials, new design approaches to solve new problems that we've never solved before with regard to resilience, robustness, fiscal responsibility, conservation, of natural resources, and of course addressing the issues of climate change. So resilience, again, being the operative umbrella word. To close out, just remind you that we have an absolutely wonderful staff at ASCE, and they're there to help the section and its membership in whatever way possible. That is augmented by a very robust, very dynamic, and a very committed volunteer group. And I would invite those of you in the section to consider submitting your name for consideration to be appointed to any of a number of the national committees. And if not national, certainly work within the section. The Illinois section has a number of groups, a number of opportunities for service, of giving back, and of making a contribution to the profession and to society in general through your involvement in ASCE. I challenge you to look at those individuals around you that aren't in ASCE and ask yourself why, and more importantly, ask them why. Bring a friend, be part of the membership drive, but more importantly, think about the value that can be added to their lives and to their professional practice if they were part of the section. And it's important for them to be part of professional development. It's about their career, it's about their impact on society, and ASCE is a platform, an environment, a framework in which they can thrive if they will just step forward and be part of our organization. And then, of course, if those of you that are benefiting from employers who pay for your dues, let me throw an idea to you. If you're not having to pay for dues to be a member of ASCE, maybe pay what would be equivalent to those dues to the ASCE Foundation. The foundation is helping fund Future World Vision, not ASCE. The Industrial Leadership Council, private funding is paying for this development, and it is a significant development, both in terms of financial demands, but outcome as well. You could be part of this by supporting the foundation. Of course, if you're paying your own dues, much like I do, then I would suggest maybe a donation at the same time. And then with all of that said, to close, quite simply, congratulations to all the scholarship awards recipients. Thanks for your dedication to your craft and becoming the best possible professional. When you move into the environment of the working world, I sincerely hope you find an environment that embraces you, nurtures you, and makes you a whole being, that gives you the opportunity to provide the service, to make change, to have impact, which is integral to what your goals and dreams are. I just know that's the case. And for the membership that's on this, again, thank you for being here today. It's important for you to support the section with your attendance. It's important for you to be involved in the section. It's important for you to help ASCE advance. Other than that, everybody take care, and I look forward to meeting you sometime. Bye for now.